Right now, we are down here at City Hall. This is the second march and demonstration for justice for Oscar Grant. A lot of people have come out. It looks like there's a few thousand people out here. 14th Street in front of City Hall. One of the people who came out here to address the crowd is the godfather of West Coast hip hop, our very own Too Short. How you doing, brother?
I'm all right, man. Just glad to be out here, you know?
You know, what's your feeling about Oscar Grant and his murder? How do you feel about that, being here all these years and knowing the history of Oakland?
I feel like, man, you know, if it was, you know, everything was just, it is what it is. I mean, even if the guy shot him on purpose, he still was supposed to immediately make a statement saying that was an accident. And I thought I was going for my taser gun. He was supposed to say that that day. And I just feel like it's going on so long where no officer of anywhere out here has to answer anything they do, that, you know, they probably just felt like we'll deal with this later, like just, you know, paperwork and, you know, close the door on the media, just, you know, whatever. And I think that's why this is so, you know, people call it for murder charges, because that's how they play it, man. You know what I'm saying? When I read an article about a guy who was a young guy who was killed in Oakland, and his father came out to see if that was his boy on the ground, and the police officers turned violent on him. You know, when I hear about stuff like this, I'm like, you know, it makes it seem like some of these law enforcement officers are operating as gang members, you know? So I just feel like, man, I understand that this crowd could be out here tearing stuff up, but I came out here so I can say, look at what we got, y'all. We got the whole world looking at us. Let's handle this in a very intelligent way. Everybody knows we ain't no punk ass city. Everybody knows that folks out here ain't scary and what they'll do. We protest anything in the Bay Area.
Well, let me ask you this. You know, a lot of people did come out, and the argument is that had this city not caught on fire, we wouldn't have had all the national attention. We wouldn't have the district attorney moving on things, because it was like a week and nobody moved. First of all, are you surprised that people did what they did? And do you think that justice will be carried out now that the whole world is watching?
I'm not surprised, man, because you got, you know, this is the digital age, man. Everybody's walking around with something that'll take capture a picture or image or something, you know, whether it's footage or just a photo. But I saw on TV, I wasn't even in town that day, I saw on TV in national news, officer shoot a dude laying on his back, laying on his face down in the back. And I'm saying that's what you saw on TV. Think about the stuff you didn't see that happened out here or in your city or anywhere. So I just think, man, this had to happen. It was gonna come to this sooner or later. It's been a lot of violence escalating out here, and that not only goes between the younger urban community, but with the police officers. And I'm just like, it had to happen. This is too much, and we know about what's going on in Philly, in St. Louis, in DC, in New York. We know it's the same thing, man. So for us to be, you know, in normal Oakland Bay Area fashion, to be one of the first ones to get a crowd like this and stand up in front of the media and make a loud statement, that's just like what we are. That's you know, to the legacy of the Panthers, you know?
Last time I talked to you, you were talking to a lot of young people about voting, and you voted for the first time. You talked about the importance of seeing Barack Obama go into the White House and what that would mean. Do you think the fact that we've had, what, 3 shootings by white officers on New Year's Day, do you think that diminishes the confidence and enthusiasm that people had, because you're figuring you got a black president and we're having this type of treatment of black people by law enforcement, with the highest person in charge being another brother?
Well, you know, I just feel like our society is a little sick right now, man. I don't think it's the black community. I don't think it's the Caucasian community. I think it's America is just a little ill right now, man, in many different ways. And you know, hopefully our new leader will lead us into better times. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not putting it all on him. I just feel like it's a hell of a gesture for something fresh and new to be at the top of this country. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been like a broken record since I've been alive.
Right. Last question for you, Too Short. A lot of people might not understand when they're looking at this footage how diverse the crowd is. You know, can you explain that? You know, how the Bay Area gets down, that you do have black, white, Asian, Latino all out here in equal numbers and all on the same page. That's different than a lot of places around the country.
Yeah, we don't really have enormous amounts of that I hate you for your ethnic background. You know what I mean? And we like really like. Loose on interracial couples and relationships and kids who are of mixed breeds, it's a beautiful thing out here. It's not something to be made fun of. And I think if you were to scan this crowd from above and just scan the whole crowd, you'd see little kids of all ethnic backgrounds. I see very, very old people. I see, every kind of white, black, brown, yellow, everything out here, man. I see it all. And this is pretty normal looking crowd to me, for out here. So I just think, it's not like you want to picture it like, oh, they're in Oakland, oh, it's a protest, oh, the young black kids are going to tear it up. It ain't that. That ain't what it is.
Right. Will you and 40 and other artists do something, a song or anything? You all have plans for that?
Well, you just planted the seed, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna follow with some emails. Let's make it happen.
Okay, there you go. We've been talking with Too Short. That's our godfather right out here on the West Coast. The entire West Coast, when we talk about hip hop, came out here to address the crowd today, called for peace, wanted to make people know that it's okay to have town pride, but let's keep the town together. We want to thank Too Short for hanging out with us for ALLHIPHOP.com. We out for now. Peace.